how we're, I mean, hey, it's something. She did it, guys. What did he bring me now? Jeremy, what are you doing, dude? What is going on, man?
Well,
what the hell is this? What happened to your truck?
Well, I hit a deer with the old lsswap there.
Oh, man.
And so I got all the parts. You know, you just...
What are you doing here?
You know, got a used grill, free.
I like free, that's good.
That's free, it's not, it's a GMC grill. I know she's a Chevy, but it's free, so GMC it is.
Oh,
got some transmission fluid.
What do you mean?
Brand new engine oil.
What do we need transmission fluid for?
Well, because we're changing the front end.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because when you change the front end, you already got the core support off. I mean, you're damn near ready to take the motor and trans out. And she's only a 5.3, and since we're already so far taking the core support out, we might just need to put this beautiful 6.0.
Oh, man. Are them ARP head bolts?
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Big
shit.
cam.
Oh,
243 heads.
And a
4 LED trans.
Jesus, guys.
I mean,
oh, man.
because the core support, you already got the core support off.
I guess. So let me give you a little backstory on this truck. Jeremy here acquired this from a mutual friend of ours way back when. This actually was an Indianapolis pace truck. It used to have, and I'll drop a picture of what the truck used to look like, or one of like it, but it was two-tone, wasn't it?
Yes, white gear down.
Then it had like some like almost rainbow colored stripe up the side.
I think they come with like racing flags and stuff.
And there was a placker. Do you still have the plaque?
Nope. Didn't get it with the truck.
He kept it. Okay, so John's probably got it. If he's watching, he's got it. John, you got it. All right, so the plaque, there was a plaque on the dash. I do recall it at one point, but this is a truck that Jeremy and I LS swapped. This is one of our first swaps we did a handful of years ago. This truck's been together, what, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, honestly,
so
if the battery's got juice.
You think it'll start?
It might.
Let's see here. She's dinging. She's dinging. Let's see. Real slow, yeah. Oh, yeah, okay, all right. So this truck here, we put a stock 5.3 from our buddy Brent's totaled out 99 and a 4L60 in it. So she's already got the treatment, friends, you know? That's how you're supposed to do it after you just fire it up, of course. So.
Well, if we blow it up, it's even more reason to put the 6.0 in it.
All right, so basically, little backstory. Jeremy hit a deer with this thing, and actually the truck has sat for a few minutes. But it's already got a 5.3 in it, so the swapping process won't be too terribly difficult. You've seen us swapping of OBS trucks, or even big block swap OBS trucks, because that's just what we're getting into. And we had another commenter say that, you know, we need more trucks, right? Because we love trucks too around here. So here's kind of what she looks like. It is one of our, well, Jeremy made the wiring harness. Okay, we'll start with that. So we'll leave that part alone. But
the wiring harness looks great in this truck.
So she is a stock 99.53. So that part's already done. Jeremy got us a bunch of front end parts, and we figured obviously we're pulling the core support. We might as well pull what, Jeremy? The motor and tranny. So we are going to convert it to 4L80E, so you guys will see the step-by-step process. Obviously the 5.3's in there, whatever. That's the easy part.
Oh,
the project.
Well, there's another little bit.
Uh-oh.
The motor we're putting in this is a newer.
Oh, yeah.
So they get to see.
Yeah, we're doing another little variable that you guys will appreciate. So we're actually putting a 58X motor in here. So if you guys have heard of the old Lingenfelter box, right? Well, you're going to see, because I've never actually installed one, but you're going to see us install one of them too. Simply put, the motor was actually built for my mega truck that you guys have seen in the videos in the past, and then Jeremy ended up just taking over the build for this truck. Let's see here.
Where in the world? They got so much stuff. They give you everything.
All right, so Lingenfelter, check that out.
Yep.
So this is a 58 to 24X conversion module. The reason we're doing that, we are running a newer Gen 4 engine in this build. Why are we doing it? Like I just stated, it was built for another project of mine. Jeremy took over on it, and it's going in that unit there. Because of course, we're gonna have to line up our two regular cab short box pick 'em up trucks, all right? Later footage to a later date for sure. Jeremy's gonna hopefully get some new wheels and tires for this, right? And then also we're doing a, is it 4.6 or 5.7?
4.6.
4.6 drop, okay? So we're gonna get this thing unloaded and we'll see you in the shop. Welcome back to the Ben and Rich YouTube channel. So, as you've seen, Jeremy's here, and so is his deer crashed ass OBS truck. That's already LS swapped, of course, because that's what we do around here. So, we're gonna get started tearing this front end off. Jeremy's gonna do a quick time lapse of just busting this down, getting the core support off, and getting to the meat and potatoes. And the meat and potatoes in this case is that motor and transmission. So, basically, you're gonna see him rip this bumper and stuff off and start getting that dude ready to go. So, let's get to some live action.
Alrighty, so last left you, there's a whole lot of other stuff, but yeah, we got a lot of it done. Let me take you in here, guys, a little bit. We have, you know, friends right here. You know, that's what happens when you let cars set. Had me a little mouse in there. Looks like he chewed maybe a little bit on the knock sensor wiring, but I had no engine light, so hopefully there's no issues there. But yeah, so we're gonna get this all cleaned up.
Well, friends, it's the next day. It's my time to jump in. So Jeremy's on his way over now. I figured I'd get a little head start. I got the truck up in the air. He got a lot done yesterday, as you saw. I was working on, you know, turbocharged S10s, of course. So first walk underneath this truck. So we haven't seen it in a little while. She's got some grass miles on her, kind of like the one we had on, well, our big block truck. And, you know, she's got some issues here and there. Other than that, I mean, the floors are nice for the most part. And it's a decent truck for sure still. So we're not going to write this one off yet. So he's going to go ahead and patch this part of the frame at a later date. We're just here today to get the 4L60 and stuff out. But if you see how we did the exhaust last time, I took a stock 93 crossover and welded it to LS collectors, and we just ran 3-inch all the way out the back with the old glass pack. And man, it sucks, guys. Don't let your stuff sit, because this truck was flawless not that many years ago, believe it or not. I mean, even the rockers, just to show you, the rockers and cab corners and stuff are still in pretty decent shape. But that's a later project for Jeremy. We're here just for the party, right? We're here to put that big nasty 6-liter in here. On top of that, a 4L80E conversion. So biggest thing for us is we need to get this one out of here. So basic stuff: drive shaft, shifter, trans mount, things like that. The exhaust, we're gonna leave that even on there because we're just gonna let it drop out. He did unbolt it, so it's literally just sitting there. As long as the dipstick tube was removed and I'll pull the starter and stuff, we should be good to go. Because by all means, we want to, you know, get to doing some wiring, because everybody loves wiring, I know. So let's get some live action. One of my favorite tools, got the old swivelly extension. Makes light work of the old drive shaft bolts. So with this, we're doing like we said, a 4L80E conversion. So if you were aware, a 4L80E transmission is this dude's big brother. Kind of like a, you know, a 400 with overdrive, what they call it, you know, but it's same but different. So it's about 3 inches longer. So we're gonna deal with some drive shaft issues. Man, I thought I put this thing in neutral. Biscuits and gravy. But yeah. So I'm hoping, since we got the super slider mounts, we can move the motor forward a little bit, because we got plenty of room forward. And then hopefully we can just change the yoke out. We have a spare yoke from the Hot Rod Camaro that was here, because we put a new drive shaft in that. So same type of, you know, 3R spicer number, like a Moog 534G, just a basic inside clip GM is what's on the front of this, and the rear of this drive shaft. For us to knock a yoke on is no big deal. And we'll show you more of that stuff as we get there, but let's get this drive shaft the rest of the way out. Don't forget to unplug everything. We got our speed sensor, and we have our transmission connector. under the old pinch and pull. And then the tranny lines, so this is an 07 4L60. With the tranny lines, we use the early 700R4 adapters and just threaded them in. You know, the old quick connect ones, we pitched them. That way we can run the factory tranny lines. So if you look, kind of hard to see, but they are threaded. So just a little tip for you if you're doing one of these older ones. You can reuse a lot of that stuff. So I did earlier just pop the clip on the shifter. That gave me enough room to get it into reverse, but I'm gonna go ahead and just pull this nut off because we're gonna go ahead and save this for the 400 or the 4L80E for now. Well, friends, it's time. She is all disconnected. Hopefully. All right, hopefully. We did pretty good, I think.
Most of it.
So we got the tranny lines out of there. We got the trans dipstick out of there. Things like that are gonna be kind of just in the way. But when it comes to this stuff, like I said, we've had this truck done before, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it has gotten some grass miles. She sat for a couple years. Obviously, you've seen that. But regardless, the old 5-point tree is on her way out right now. Well, friends, that's how you make light work of pulling your motor and transmission. But the benefit is we had to pull the core support anyways, didn't we?
Well, that's why we're changing the motors, because the core support had to come off.
Convenience. So we're doing this in a relatively quick fashion because that's just what we do, right? Especially when it's Jeremy shit. No, I'm just kidding. But we're gonna stick the 4L80E 6-liter combo in the same exact freaking way. So we're gonna stuff this one right in the bed of his pickup truck, his other one, and then we're gonna make these two get married. All right, let's talk flex plates, LS flex plates in particular. So biggest thing is a lot of confusion here. So the bell housing to flex plate, or flywheel mounting flange on your crankshaft is 400 thousandths shallower on an LS. Why did they change? I don't know. Yes, there is two unique engines. There's an early 99 or 2006 and 48 that had a standard length crank, and then we're bolted to 4L80Es only. Disregard that, this is not about that. So on these engines, 400 thousandths shallower. So what that means for you is when you're bolting it to your older transmission, basically, the starter location needs to stay the same because you're not running a small block starter, you're running an LS. But you need to have the torque converter hub pilot. Basically, you need it to, meet the back of the engine. So the biggest thing is if you're running a 5.3 flex plate, it's kind of hard to see, but it's almost like a bowl. Think of your cereal bowl, right? It's got a little dish to her. That is to work with the newer 4L60s and whatnot. The torque converter snout is longer on those. So when it runs into the 4L80E, your flywheel or flex plate is flat. And then they come with a crank extension. So this crank extension keeps the starter in the right spot, but also extends the hub pilot to reach the torque converter. So simpler terms, if you run a 4L80E flywheel with the factory spacer, right, it'll bolt right on your 5.3 or your LS3 or whatever you decide to bolt to. It'll bolt right on, and then it's gonna meet right up to your factory 400 or your factory 700R4, things like that. Now, you may have to elongate these holes or buy a special conversion flywheel, whatever you decide. But guys like me that are cheap or resourceful, we tend to modify it and use what we have. So that's why you've seen when we did our buddy Derek's Jimmy, we used a crank spacer. That basically allowed us to use the factory flex plate on the LS, but we extended the back of the crank out for the hub pilot, right? Well, Jeremy's truck here, we are taking and putting a 4L80E behind a 6-liter. So we're using a 4L80 flex plate, and then our 6 torque converter bolts are going to line right up. So want to touch base on that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and slam this on. If you have any more questions on that stuff, drop it in the comments. It's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of information on that stuff nowadays, so it is a little oversaturated, but I figured I'd mention it while you're here visiting. you see what time it is. It's time to put the motor in. So something real quick, just to show you guys, we don't bullshit you. We use these super sliders on everything. And they work great. So we do have it all bolted together. Obviously, I wanted to show you something though. This is also another sign of a Gen 4 engine, the gray crank sensor. Now that doesn't stand true because some aftermarket ones are black, but generally that's 58X. The biggest thing with knowing with that is that we're running a Gen 3 style computer. That's why we got that Lingenfelter box we talked about that Jeremy ordered to convert this over to 24X so we can run it. Biggest reason we're doing that is this engine here is going to be turbocharged at a later date. That's why we got that dude right there. Dash 10 oil drain bung, right? Rings are gapped. Got all the good stuff going on inside. So Gen 4s are generally stronger. So that was our idea behind it. So biggest thing, it's time to put the engine in. Got to do some last minute exhaust cleaning here, you know. Well, friends, she's in the air. We ran into our first snafu, which we knew we would. We knew the transmission was, you know, it was physically bigger, but I don't know. They say they're 3 inches longer, but I'm wondering what the hell is going on here because what happened, Jeremy?
Drive shaft is not long enough.
Our drive shaft's too short. I know. Doesn't make any sense. We did not measure end-to-end length. Do we care? No. That transmission was out of Trailblazer. This one, we don't even know what that's been converted to because you can see it's obviously been converted to two-wheel drive. But all we know is the shaft ain't long enough.
That's what she said.
What we do know though is we're gonna move this transmission cross mirror back. So benefit of this style GM frame is that we have 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 12 and a 35 different holes. So we can adjust this. So hopefully.
And a few rust holes.
And a few rust holes. So it'll be okay. I'm thinking if we move it back to maybe here, we can line up our trans mount. All right, Jeremy, cranking that transmission.
Oh yeah.
So, we need, I think, an 18 and what, a 21, I think, for that cross member. Maybe an 18 and an 18.
Originally.
Yeah, it might be rusted down a little bit. All right, she was wedged a little bit.
Free, I was going to say, she's free now.
All right, like we said, guys, we're going to try to get these things, get it moved back. Why do they always have to put 17 spacers? I never understood that. So, let's see if we get lucky. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put our trans mount on just loosely for now. I think we'll go up a little bit higher, Jeremy.
That's what I was thinking.
Wrong way.
Yeah.
And you guys get the gist of it, but ideally, hopefully it lines up into one of those holes would be nice. How freaking convenient is that? Already drilled holes. Check this out. That is mint. Oh yeah, look at that. So you ask yourself about the shift shaft. Now, we do have a short shift shaft coming. If you guys ever are curious, if you get a 94 to 96, it's short, or if you use a TH400 shift shaft, right? So this elongated one is for the neutral safety switch that we're not using because we like to party. I'm just kidding, it's on the inside on the column. But this is our, I know it's rusty, don't mind that, but this lines right up with that 4L80E. So once we get the shorter shift shaft in there, this thing is gonna drop right in the hole. Just saying. Well, guys, talk about old school right here, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So if you guys are unaware what Jeremy's doing, the old 3R spicer number, or, you know, whatever, your factory GM joints are held in with a glue. And the best part is, if you watch out, they'll blow off and hit you in the face.
Oh, yeah.
They'll almost kind of squirt out like a little caterpillar here in a second.
Well, this one did already. You can get on this side.
There you go.
That's it.
So basically you got to heat it up to get that glue out of there. So we are using the 400 yoke from the old hot rod Camaro that was in here, the blue one, and we're putting it onto Jeremy's original drive shaft. It is gonna work. Is it good? No, it's pretty short. So it is in the trans probably 4 inches or so, which is not enough. We're well aware of that, but it will get the truck up and moving because we are going to put that 8.8 in it. And we're also going to put a 1350 yoke and 1350 drive shaft setup and do a, you know, a thicker DOM type tubing. So, because eventually it's going to make some steam, and we don't want her to twist the drive shaft out of her, let alone twist the frame. It'll be fine. Figure I'd show y'all what we're doing real quick here. So I cut down that shaft because it was too long, and we're just gonna run the longer one for now. Now, Jeremy, we talked about this going to that cable style, but right now I'm just gonna get this thing out of the shop. What do you think? All right, well, friends, Jeremy and I have been thrashing on this old unit. You've seen a little glimpse of it on our Friday video, so hopefully we'll be starting this thing in probably, what, Jeremy, next couple minutes probably, huh?
We're gonna try it.
So we are trying something a little different. Jesus, who put this damn thing there? But like we said, we got the Lingenfelter box, we got it hooked up. The wiring's gonna be tidied up a little bit, trust me. It's kind of a little bit of a mess anyways. But she's hooked up, basically, key hot, well cranking, of course, and then also a ground, and then it plugs in from your 58X stuff and your 24X stuff. They all just kind of plug in together, and magic happens, right? So we are holding off on the front clip just because we're eager. We want to hear this big nasty cam. We want to hear everything kind of just start happening, right? Also, I mentioned in the other video, this is a special truck, guys. I know I've talked about it a couple times, but Jeremy and I did validate it, and we do have pictures from back when it was black and white, but this is a 93 Indianapolis pace truck. There was 1,500 and what, like 36, I think?
Something like that. It wasn't very many.
Just over 1,500 of these trucks made. Now, Jeremy's preserved it as long as he's could. I know, don't hate too much because it's all black, and it's getting a GMC grill. What's important, though, the radio's on. Oh, so right in that corner, oh, if you can see it, it says 5S6. So 5S6, I'll see if I can get a clearer shot, or at least I'll get a picture I'll put, put in the video for you guys. Validates this is the 93 Indianapolis pace truck. So the reason it got painted all black, well, the guy before Jeremy already peeled off the graphics. That was gone. It already had rockers and cab corners installed, and that was all red oxide primer. So at that time, Jeremy decided to just paint the whole truck black. Can't go wrong with that. We didn't have the graphics kit then, now, but the framework's gonna get repaired, all that stuff. The ideal plan is to probably turn it back into that, right?
I'm thinking about it now that I know it is for sure. Yeah, definitely. Before I was thinking someone just put some SS parts or something on it.
Right.
Now that because they do
well,
have a lot of the same.
Yeah, and it's got the power windows and all that stuff too, where a lot of these don't. Power windows cruise. This thing had all the amenities.
Bumpers, the smaller mirrors, the SS rims.
So yeah, she's definitely a special truck. You can kind of see the original paint, believe it or not, on the back side of the bumper. You see the white kind of showing her true colors, but we're gonna go ahead and see if we can touch this thing off for you guys real quick. Let's see if some magic happens. So again, for temporary sake, just because, obviously we're eager beavers here, we're using the old lock and pliers there to clamp on the Lingenfelter wire. So you can kind of see the red light flickering there. There it is. So the biggest thing is they do, from everybody what they report is it's a long crank. Well, it'll crank 4 or 5 times before it starts versus your normal half a turn, right? Just because it's got to let that work a little bit before it registers. But I think it's time. All right, so we hear the fuel pump relay kicking, guys. I don't know, Jeremy, what do you think?
We're ready to try it.
The tires are off the ground, right? It's in park. We think it's in park.
Tires are off the ground.
All right, moment of truth. It should take a few cranks to do anything, though. Hell yeah! Hell yeah, dude!
Oh, there's no mass airflow.
No mass, no intake air temp either, but son of a bitch. I got oil pressure. Hell yeah, guys. Freaking awesome. It's always nice when you hear a brand new heartbeat start up. What do we got?
50 pounds.
Oh yeah, 50 pounds of oil pressure. Revving the piss out. Look at this guy, dude. Yeah. Come on now. No intake air temp. All right, let's try it again. You ready?
Okay.
All right. So this is going through 3-inch through a glass pack like you guys saw, so I don't know. It works. Hell yeah. What do you think, dude?
Loving it.
Now we got to top off some tranny flow. Let's get this front end together. Then we can take this thing. We can't really rip it, but I mean, we could probably like drive it out of the driveway. Maybe do a burnout at least. We got to do a burnout, right?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, friends, we're going to slam this core support and everything on, get this unit back together in the front, then we get some coolant in and actually let it sit and run for a few minutes. Now, we know she needs the hot tune, so we're trying to convince Rusty if you're watching, to take on another one of our lovely projects because he just loves us, man. That's our buddy. So let's get this core support on, headlights, grill, and it will be a GMC. I know, guys. For now.
Let's get her going again.
It was wrecked and it sat for 3 years, and like I told Jeremy, we're trying to get him to Thunder on this trip where we took the OBS big block truck. Yep. He thinks, I don't know, you guys think old BBC is gonna smoke the 06 liter? We'll see. If not, we're gonna have that there anyways. I'm hoping guys to be able to pull the S10. How freaking cool that would be with the big block truck.
That thing's gonna be a wild ride.
Oh yeah. There. She is coming a little ways along, guys. I didn't do a ton to it yet. I'm going to try finishing up for Friday. Hopefully have all the plumbing done. So Evil Energy just got a big wad of cash from me. So I don't know. Sponsors? Just a reminder to you lsswap guys like myself, if your radiator fill is on the radiator, make sure you fill your block first because it's a new engine, there's no coolant in there. Remember, your thermostat's a little beaver dam. Now, there is a little rattler. I did have one of you guys comment in there, cut the little rattler off or drill a hole. That will 100% work. It just takes a very long time because your coolant is passing through a, 16th inch hole. But fill your block, you'll be good to go. Then you can top off the radiator, no worries. Well, friends, still waiting to put the front end on. But since we did a 4L80E swap, we got to deal with the transmission tune, right? So I'm going to kind of cheat a little bit. I'm pulling Jeremy's stock file. She was a 99.53 setup. So it's kind of one of those things, kind of a gray area of doing this. But I have a stock 99 6-liter setup, and I'm just going to flash the whole tune in it. Okay, I know the injector data is different. I'm going to change that to the corresponding injectors that are in this. By basically copy and pasting the information off of our factory 5.3 tune. Plus, by doing that, it's going to basically our transmission files, of course, and also it'll tighten up our VE tables closer to this 6-liter so we can hopefully get it to stay running. It did a little bit earlier for you guys, but once we got the mass airflow and everything plugged in, she's obviously not running very well, and we know why. She's got a big hog ass cam, she's moving more air, more compression, all that stuff, so that impacts everything. So we're gonna go ahead and then I'll just show you the new tuner flashing in, and hopefully she'll stay running for a brief moment because this front end needs to get on and she needs to do a smoky burnout so we can wrap this video up for you guys. So I hope you like this stuff. I know we had one of you guys mentioning we want trucks. Well, I love trucks too. So here's another one for you guys. It's not a full build. It's already LS swapped, but something we had to do because Jeremy's always here helping us. So we figured it would help resurrect his old girl. So let's get the tuning. All right, lastly, guys, before I flash this in real fast, I wanted to show you. So this is one of those things that you kind of get bent over for on any GM computer, these early ones. They all have VATs, right? You got to turn them off. There's people have hacked them and gotten around it, but for me, it's just easier to HP tuners because I'm familiar with it. So obviously, it would normally cost me $100 to crack this computer, but fortunately, I've done enough 99s, 2000s where it don't cost nothing. And Jeremy's also topping off the fuel here for the old race truck. Brought here with 1 gallon of gas, But now we're gonna go ahead and save the file and let's write it real quick. Anytime you write with the VATs off, you want to do write entire. It is brickable, so don't lose power. So let's see here, all the magic is happening. Let's see if she starts. All right, she's got the hot tune. It's still showing E. Is the key on?
Yeah.
Oh man.
She was out.
Huh?
She was out.
All right, so you heard it run earlier, like we said. It ran okay, but there was no, the mass airflow wasn't hooked up. Nothing was tuned. So all we did was just flash a stock 6-liter tune in it, and that's it. So with the 5.3 injector data, we're gonna try it. Now these may not be big enough injectors. We know that going into this. We probably need to put some flexi fuel injectors in it, but hit it, Jeremy. Let's see what happens. Same thing, I might have to pedal it. Again, big cam things, guys. Big cam things. I'll hold her open. Hit it. Is it gonna run well enough to do a burnout?
Oh, we can make it do a burnout.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much closure for you guys right now. Okay, we came to a conclusion. We're gonna do a burnout after the front clip. All right, we need some sort of satisfaction too. So let's put that on real fast, then we'll do a burnout. Well, friends, now she's a GMC anyways, but hey, she looks like a truck again. It's better than a deer whack, and you know what? He can drive the son of a bitch, but it does need super tuning like we talked about. Obviously, the lower valance piece, you've seen us take that off the grill. The grill is pretty tweaked. We knew she was bent. We were hoping to just hook her to the old tree and give her a yank, but in this situation, he's just gonna buy a new one. It's a nice enough truck for what his goals are, so what are they, $200-300 for a good bumper?
Yeah. I want to change the back one from back to a stock bumper too anyway, so.
Yeah, so you got a roll pan on the back, he's gonna pop that off. Just money, yeah, I mean, they make it every day. Except for pennies, they don't make pennies anymore, just remember that. But we did get the cover on, she's all looking buttoned up. He's gotta do a little bit of lumage, a little bit of buttoning up, but that'll be at Jeremy's shop. Biggest thing here, we wanted to see it come back together. So, for what you guys have all been waiting for, let's see what'll happen. Through the brand new motor, it's untuned, right? Are you gonna do a burnout? That's how I mean, hey, it's something. She did it, guys.
A little hard to two-step, and kept wanting to stall.
I was gonna say, man. But hey, she did a burnout. All right, she did a burnout.
308 gear too.
308, but you know, did it shift? How'd the tranny feel? It's a brand new transmission.
First works.
That's half the battle, right? It goes forward. Guys, freaking excited. About time. This thing's been dead for 3 years here, you know. I mean, glad to see her back on a road. So, we're gonna give her a quick scrub-a-dub-dub.
Nothing fell out of it.
Yeah, that's a good sign. I mean, he's got his Colin Ray CD, so that's what's important, guys.
Yeah, I found all kinds of CDs
I mean,
in this thing.
It does, obviously, you know, we know what's up, but it's running, it rolls, it moves, the transmission's working.
Yes.
So,
reverse is working.
Go see if she shifts, man. Well, friends, we got her all polished up. What do you think, Jeremy? Looking like a new truck again.
Oh, yeah.
Freaking excited. I know, it's been a muggy-ass day. This has been the hottest month, I think, in Michigan. We've been hitting 90s, it seemed like the past, I don't know, 3 out of 7 days. It's been ridiculous. But on that note, guys, we got her all polished up. She did us a nice little burnout. Obviously, we know she needs refined. We knew that. You knew that. It's part of the game. So, you see what we brought back to life. She's looking like a truck again. Yes, Jeremy's getting a bumper. We know that. Okay, we know that. But, look at it. We got 2 short box OBS trucks too, Jeremy. How freaking cool is that?
I mean, really, these trucks are old. This
I know.
Is 93.
I know, mine's a 97. But it's crazy to think of that, really. You know what I mean? And honestly, I know you guys may not be happy with the black, you know, being a pace truck, but eventually the plan is to get that all taken care of. So you'll see this truck again, I promise you that. With white on the bottom, I'm not sure when and where, but on that note, guys, we brought another one back to life.
I'm very happy.
So, make sure you like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. We'll see you on the next one.